So wonderful. Then let us start, right?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Yeah, Trang. So, yeah, thank you for organizing this. This is a scope for me to also speak to you and the CSA team. So, myself, Sidshendu Trang, and I'm Sidshendu Paul. So, I am a development professional working in this philanthropic sector over last 17 years. So, my country is India, and I am from the state of West Bengal, but my working state is Jharkhand, and I based out of Ranchi. And also I have my family and friends. And if I say my little bit of hobbies, so I do love to do meditation, listening music. I am a kind of spiritual person, and also I love to make strong relationships with the people.
Wow.
And I am my family and my friends. And I also love to be little bit creative always, and designing thinking, and I also love to do leadership with the team. So this is
Wow.
about my.
What have brought you to the leadership course facilitated by the CSA? And just maybe a little bit about how your experience was. Yeah, how has your learning journey been so far?
Yeah. So, how I came to the course organized by CSA, if I truly reflect, it was the choice of my organization to send to attend to this the course, which was in Nepal and then was in Cambodia. So it was a choice by my organization to put me forward. But I think before that, I have also expressed to my organization about my need. So I was leading a team, still I am leading a team in Jharkhand for last 6 years. So I think till the time I attended this course, I was not been able to have a training on the leadership specifically. So I told to my superiors and mentors, I feel I have a need of the training so that I can understand the theories and then uh, inculcate those learnings and practices into my daily life. So that is how it came across to me, and my superior, my mentor sent me for this course. And if I talk about little bit what was my kind of learning journey or experience about this CSA course, I think this is a very reflective course which I found, and this helps me as a person to reflect as an individual vis-a-vis the group. So how am I acting and reacting in a group when I am dealing with various people in terms of leading? So to me, the leadership is not only with the people but also with the particular task. But what I got from this course is when you are doing your task alone, rather than if you are working with a group of people, then how you are actually acting and reacting in a group. So that pause and reflection as an individual vis-a-vis group was a entire course designing was like that. So I got a very good reflection on that. Second, I found very helpful is the coaching session which was conducted between the course 1 and course 2 between Nepal and Cambodia. That coaching session was very helpful. It was I am so fortunate to get the time from Harvard itself, and he coached me, and it was very nice. It was also like in between there was 3 to 4 months gap, I guess, from course 1 to course 2. But in between, when I talked to my coach, mentor, Herbert, it helped me to again reflect back some of the questions which I carried over from first course Nepal. So that was second. Number three is I found this preparing self for the leadership speech. That was very much encouraging for me because it took several, I think several days. It is not 1 day or 2 day. I was reflecting and trying to prepare, and eventually, when I finally uh, able to close it when I was in transit from Kolkata to Bangkok to Cambodia, but it was a long journey, what to say, what not to say, and it should be from the heart as Herbert and Shohini coached us. So so I prepared a very well speech, and that helped me before speaking to any of the forums or any of the meetings. How are you preparing your pitch is very much important. So that is a very good learning from the leadership this course. And also, I think what I would appreciate about this course and my reflection on this uh, leadership and management, I think I am now much more appreciable the managers who are very good at organizing themselves, they're managing emotions and managing times. So it was not earlier with me to appreciate those colleagues who are very well managers. But after this course, I am very much appreciative of their qualities also, how to become a good manager also, to have a good leadership. Because leadership is not only vision and keeping people with you, but also manage your daily routine and tasks to get to the key performance indicators. So if you're not a good manager, then it is not possible to actually excel your leadership skills. So that is another very good learning I got from this course, the balance between leadership and management, or vice versa, management and leadership. And last point, number 4 point, is the course which I attended, the boundary was civil society organizations, so leadership in civil society organizations. So I think that understanding on the civil society organization as a key factor, there are three factors: one is state, another is market, another is civil society organizations. So as an individual, these three factors are always with us. So being a member of from the civil society organizations, how critical the role for a civil society organization is, that I could get an understanding over this course actually. So these are the four of my key takeaways, kind of experience through this journey.
What does exceptional leadership mean to you personally?
Yeah, so I would say the exceptional leadership for me is, I think, 5-6 things are there. So let me come one by one. So number one is able to work with the people who are more capable than you. That is a critical factor of the exceptional leadership, because when you are working in a team, it is not very much appreciable that all will be reporting to you, rather than how you can orchestrate the team and co-create the team. Because I will have certain capabilities, but some of my team members will be having higher capabilities than me. So exceptional leadership should accommodate various minds. So to be able to work with various people who are more capable with you, so that is one trait of the exceptional leadership. I would say number two is accommodate 1,000 views at a time and driving the team. So many a times it happens on a case of team leadership, you are saying your own and you are wanting that people and the subordinates should abide by to your thoughts and that actions which you want to take. But I think listening to all accommodative many minds views together and get to a conclusion, that kind of orchestration facilitation is also desirable from a exceptional leaders from the exceptional leaders. Also, I would say focusing on people and great relationships are the key factor for the winning team. So I would say exceptional leaders should be capable of having great relationships with the team member and making the team a winning team. It is more beyond the uh, professional relationship. It should be on the relationships which builds on the personal traits and understanding each other. That is number three. Also, I would say exceptional leadership would also trigger the fact that how the leader is driving the team towards a goal or a purpose or a vision or a dream. That should be very core for an exceptional leadership. It should not be very target based, but rather binding people together towards a vision or a dream or a purpose. And last, motivating team always to try out of box, try and try. Don't fear for the failure. There should be some measures. If the team gets a failure, then how to overcome that, but there should not be any fear of having failure. So that environment creation is also a kind of exceptional leader task. And last part of the exceptional leadership is a solution driven approach rather than a problem driven approach. So problem will be coming when we are working as a team, that always try to find some solutions. in a team, in a situation. So that solution driven approach, facilitating or coming for a solution driven approach and make people comfortable that whenever there is some confrontation, whenever there is some discussions happening, it is for a better solution. It is not for kind of again picking out some problem or digging out the problem. So that solution driven approach from a team leader, from an exceptional leader is acceptable. That is 5-6 points from my side about my understanding on exceptional leadership.
Wow. And has many of them come to shape after you joined the training, like those you shared with me, or were you having the same kind of mindset before the training?
I would not say about on these 6 points. I would say 3-4 things came after that meeting or after the training of CSA, specifically driving the team on how to able to look at the visions for a purpose or goal. This is the learning I got from the Nepal one. This is very specific. Also motivating team for a kind of out of box thinking that came from this course. Yeah, 2-3 things were earlier also, to make relationships with the team member, focusing on the relationship, not on the task, or accommodate people's views together. This was also earlier with me, but those things got sharpened when I got that reflections from the course, that how I am whether I am a people-centric leader or whether I am a task-centric leader. Those reflections has given me some more concrete steps to be taken towards these things. So that I would say. So obviously I would say some thoughts were there, some understanding were there in the surface level, but after attending the CSA course, it was like 100% on the conviction level and then practicing towards it.
Do you have a leadership mantra or like a quote that you feel very connected to?
Yeah.
Can you please share it with us?
Yes, why not? So my one kind of tagline or leadership mantra is unlocking potential and bringing leadership. So that I believe also. So every individual is having the kind of potential. So maybe someone is the task leader, someone is a very good people leader, someone is a very good manager, but every individual is having then quality and potential. So unlocking that potential and help that individual to bringing into the leadership level is my tagline of leadership. So quote unquote, unlocking potentials, bringing leaderships.
If you had a magic wand, what would you immediately change? Immediately, like if you would just swipe over and something would immediately change.
I think if I have a magic wand, then I would go for giving a space and opportunity to the last benchers. So by meaning last benchers is in if you see in a classroom, there are last benchers who are not very good at communicating to the teacher, or who are not able to sit in the front bench because of the various factors. Maybe there is some fear factor, maybe there is some caste issues or various other factors. But I believe that every individual student or an individual person have the quality to flourish. And if they can given the chance and opportunity, everybody can be a very much good contributor for the society. So that is how I would say, if I given a chance to have a magic wand in my hand, so I will create an opportunity for every last benchers in terms of students or in terms of society who are basically deprived in our so-called definitions. So I want to give a chance to everyone to work on their skills and work towards contributing more to the society.
So now when you're thinking of other people who haven't joined the course, people who are maybe very similar to you or people who are younger to you, and so to whom would you recommend the course, and what would you tell them? Why should they embark on this learning journey of becoming an exceptional leader?
I think I would say the people who are in the leadership journey or managing a team of at least 15 to 20 people, all should be in the part of the course. So I have already recommended 3-4 of my colleagues to attend this CSA course, and 4 of them has attended from Jharkhand, that short-term course of leadership, and 2 are in the they have already empaneled for the long-term course. Because of this COVID, this year this could not happen. Otherwise, both of them could get a chance to expose themselves. I would request every individual leaders who will be attending the course to enjoy this journey with open heart and mind. This is a very good journey with this course, and we need to go there with our open heart and mind to learn and relearn many things. And I think on the final key takeaways, what I would suggest to the team members or the fellow travelers, co-travelers, I would say, I think connecting to the heart of every individual is very much needed for a good leadership. And intent should be very clear. Intent on relationship, building people, they should be very clear. So connecting to the heart with the team members, individual, showing an intent towards a good relationship, positivity is critical. Also, I would say that focus on the strength is very much important. That I got from the course itself. So if I have a strength, and if I am sharpening that strength, that I could be 100%. But if I am focusing on the weaker points, that could not be 100%. That could never be 100%. So focusing on the strength and sharpening your skill is quite important. And also, last thing, I think the civil society organization space is very much important for all of us. And to becoming a good leader, understanding the civil society needs and creating a space and opportunity for civil society to become more valuable and robust is much more important for us as a leader to take forward. So these are some of my thoughts, Trang.
I really enjoy it. Is there anything else you would like to share? Anything that's on your mind?
Yeah, I think I have done mostly. It's a wonderful journey, I think, and this reflection helps. If the person is reflective, I think every person who I believe that every person is a reflective person, and every person needs a space, particularly a space where there is no fear, where he or she can express her feelings, to understand what is within and what needs to be done more. So that kind of space has been given by CSA in this leadership course. It was not like that I have been able to share all my thoughts and feelings during those 14 days, because time crunch was there, some sessions were scheduled. But even then, it was a very nicely organized. Facilitators were very friendly. And the way the design was made with the colors, charts, and using different kind of environment was very nice. So this is the thing. And also, I believe that after the course, which came to me very strongly, there is a need to work on the group leadership also. It's I think one theory was also there. It's like vertical leadership to then go up and then come to a state where you are having the horizontal leaderships, which you are actually managing by relations. So I fortunately work in a team where I manage the leadership with relationships. So they are very good friends of mine, where I do not need to actually say what needs to be done, what not needs to be done. There are visions and people are understanding each other. So I am very much fortunate to work in the team. But when I got that theory that managing my relationships is a higher order leadership, that gave me an enormous confidence and joy within me that I am already with my team in this stage. So how can I furnish more and enable the group leadership more towards a common vision?